The more technology grows and develops, the more diverse the ways are in which we make money, sustain our living, and basically dictate how our lives are in the real world. What I do on my channel is I support new hosts on either Airbnb, Vrbo, or Booking.com to find a way to make a living literally out of their own homes. There are so many ways in which to do this, and yet I see so many mistakes that people make that they could easily avoid. And in this video, I want to address several of them so that you, as well as me, can learn on how to avoid them and to improve our hosting, be better individuals, and simply live a good life. Thank you for joining me, and I will get straight into it. Now, I've been watching many and reading many comments and posts on online forums regarding Airbnb and hosting. The common denominator and the red thread in all these was irresponsible hosting. What do I mean by this? I mean by this people who, for example, say a very strict policy that they have about their own listing, for example, that they do not allow dogs, and they accept a booking and a person comes and they come with a dog. Now, this is a very tricky situation and scenario, and it all depends on how you handle it and on how you approach it as a host, and most importantly, as a human. When you understand the concept of boundaries and respecting yourself as a human being, you will not allow such things to even occur to you or happen, and you will find a way to communicate gently and lovingly, respectfully most importantly, towards the person who made, maybe unwillingly, a violation towards your boundaries and something that you have as a business that you want to thrive. Your business can only thrive if you are thriving. And if you, as a host of any kind, be it on any platform or doing any form of work, entails that you overstep your own boundaries to accommodate a certain individual only because of money, you will end up resentful and project that resentment and personal insecurity onto the person, and thus ruin the communication, receive bad listing review, and that in return will attract those kinds of guests because you, through acknowledgement, through acceptance of such behavior and demonstrating such behavior, have shown to the world who you are and only that side. And know that that's not the whole you. You are not only someone who is aggressive, shouts at their guests, is rude in their messages, and leaves a bad review. What you want to do is to learn how to communicate properly with people and to get on the same page with them. This is very demanding because sometimes this requires that you step out of your own comfort zone and offer more than you receive in terms of compassion, in terms of gentleness, in terms of respect. If you want to be respected in any business, it is imperative that you learn how to show respect, and most importantly, to demonstrate respect. How you speak and how you compose your sentences, and most importantly, that you don't do it in an emotional state, dictates the success or failure of your business and ultimately you. Be very mindful. There are many people out there who do not know how to sit down, read a message, and instead of waiting to process their emotions after reading something that they don't like, get straight into writing and having a negative outcome. On Airbnb hosting forums on the internet, I read so many articles that speak about people's bad experience, which puts them in a victim position. They could have avoided all these if they followed their own personal set of rules. What happens instead of that is what I refer to as an entrepreneurial trauma, which is that the person experiences something awful from one host or from one person and then continues to project that fear into all other areas of the business. Not with the intention and focus of improving the business, but with the focus of that same thing not happening again. And that's not wrong. That is actually a very healthy approach. But if we only focus on what we don't want to happen, then we do not have a thriving, successful business that we can actually grow. Because we're not focused on expansion, we're focused on something not happening instead of happening. So when you think next time, if you have a negative experience with a guest, ask yourself, how can this be improved? Rather than how can this be avoided? Or even better, how can this be avoided and how can this be improved? How do I communicate with future guests and not allow the experience from the past to affect my communication with them negatively? You must understand that it is a universal law that you attract what you are, be it wealth, be it a partner, be it friends, be it your material surroundings and life. If this sounds new to you, I invite you warmly to explore this deeper, to understand that you essentially attract what you are, and that the way in which you communicate with people dictates where you will be in life. The most important thing in life is not money. Money is the outcome of your success, and you are a successful person. And you become successful by being that person, by being kind, by being loving, by being respectful, no matter what happens. And I'm not saying this that you should forgive awful things and mistreatments by people, but try to understand where those people come from, try to find a common language, and try to communicate gently and lovingly. If you're disappointed and if you're angry at your guests for them having done something, find a way to discuss that and find a mutually beneficial solution. That is the best approach that I have devised for myself thus far, and my business and my work only keep growing as a consequence of that. Now, I want to clarify that is not the reason why I do it. It is the natural outcome. I wish to become a better host, and I wish to become a successful entrepreneur. And what needs to be done in accordance with that is exactly the change of who I am, through awareness of who I am. So if you want to attract good guests on Airbnb, make sure you're a good host to them. Make sure you can meet them halfway, that you can give them what they need, and that you also offer something that is in accordance with what you are, and that you have boundaries that you respect as a human being, and that you don't allow anyone to cross them. And when they do, that you know how to communicate that and do what needs to be done. Be it canceling a reservation, contacting Airbnb, or writing me even, if you have trouble resolving it. I hope this video provided at least some insight into how to expand your mind and your approach as to how you resolve problems with hosts on Airbnb or any other platform, or any other business for that matter. Because this doesn't apply only in one aspect. This applies for your entire life and to your entire life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in more content, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned, and I will happily create more. Ciao.